Meta64 is essentially a tree structure in the cloud. You can think of it as a content repository, and that's probably the best technical name for what the application is. But another way to look at it is that it's a social content sharing application. So rather than being designed the way most tree structured applications are designed, this particular interface displays the actual tree as the content itself. So what you really have in a way is a large document looking tree tab where all the content is. So by the way, you know, when you look at the expanded sections here, some people may think this is a little bit ugly. I like it with the background image. I like it that way. I don't mind the way the indenting looks. But if you want, you can go to this option here and you can turn off the background, and so you'll get a more, you know, just a more clean look. But again, I'll go back to this. So what I'll do first is show how to create a node. So you're always going to create something under an existing node. You've got your account node. Whoops. You've got your account node when you first sign up, and then you're going to create whatever content you want under there. So I just inserted a node, and I'll take some content from right here. And I'll paste that in. So now I can come back, I can edit if I want. It's a full-featured HTML editor. And I'll just show uploading an image. Got this image over here that I can get the image location and then come back over here and paste it in. So now I've got the image on this node. You can click to expand it all the way to actual size. So that's how you create a node. So the next thing I'll show is how would you share a node? How would I locate someone online and start sharing information with them? So that gets into the About Me text box here. So this is what you enter to allow other people to be able to find you online. So you only put information you want public and searchable, and it's a full keyword search, so you don't have to worry about, you know, someone could type in, if they knew there was a guy named Clay from Knoxville, they could just type in Clay in Knoxville and they're going to find everyone, you know, like that. So what I'm going to do, I've got a group already created, so you can have groups of people. I've got this group right here. And right now I've got just me and Batman are in here. So let's say I want to see if there's another user somewhere called Superman. So I'll go search, find people. Just do it with a wild card. So Batman came up because of right here. Just to be sure, let me just show what's going on. Type Superman. I should only get one result, so I'm under the Find People tab. It's showing me all the results of all the people that were found. So what I can do is go now to this button here, and I can see the actual name of the person. The system name is actually Superman. That happens to be their username as well. So with that information, what I can do is invite this person into a group. So I'll go back to my groups. And well, first of all, what I could do under Find People, I could just send a message like this. I'll go ahead and do that real quick. So that means this is going to show up in his inbox. So I could have just contacted him that way, but if I want to go ahead and just invite him into a group, I can go to my groups, go to members, go to invite. So now he's invited into this group. So now I just have to wait until Superman. He will get a notification email, but when he logs in, so I've switched over, in case you didn't notice that mouse click, I switched over to a different browser tab. I'm now logging in as Superman. I don't have to type a password, because if you have multiple accounts with synchronized passwords, you can skip typing your password. So he notices he's got an invitation to join a group, and this group, he can see that he's invited. So he clicks on this group and hits join. So now Superman is a member of the group, so he can look at members of the group, and he can see that, there's 3 members in here now. Okay, and he will also be able to see in his inbox that there is this message created 1 minute and 22 seconds ago. Was it that long ago? Now what I can do, the reason that I had actually shared, let me turn that back off. The reason I had shared, or the reason I had added Superman to my group, was because of what I wanted to do next, which is I want to share a document with that group. So what I'm showing now is how a team of people can collaborate on a specific document, or a specific, you can just share information on your tree to other people that you're that are in your groups. So we've already drilled into this. You can see this is the entire book, War and Peace. It's my own private copy. I made a copy and pasted it here. There is another copy of this book in a global area. This one, though, is private to me. So I can go in here and I can make this public or share it to a specific person or to a group. So I'll pick a group, and then I'll select this group right here. You see, you click on whichever one you want, and I'll choose that group. So now I've got allow appending, and I've got, I could share it to another group if I wanted to. I'll go ahead and share to this one just to show that you can do that. So now I've got this particular node, this node right here, the book War and Peace. I can see the orange background around the sharing icon tells me that this one is a shared node. So now what I can do, here's where it gets kind of interesting. I can go down in here. Well, first of all, let me go back to Superman, go to the root of his account, and when he opens up his My Groups, make it a little bit cleaner, he can open his My Groups node, and it will automatically show him all the groups that he's in. He can expand one of these groups that he's in, and he'll be able to see everything shared to that group. I'm not sure why he's not. Oh yeah, he has to. One thing, the group nodes are not refreshed except at login. It's probably something I should change, but that's the way I created it, or the way I designed it. What happened here? I didn't get logged in. Click Superman. I think I just clicked login and I left the fields blank, and it logs you in as anonymous, as it should when you do that. So now this time, when he goes into his groups and he looks at this group, you'll see he's got the book War and Peace showing up. So he's actually looking at the same node I'm looking at. It's owned. If we turn this header information back on, we can see this node is owned by me. Everything under it is currently owned by me. So here's where the interesting part is. Well, before I show timeline, let me just show searching real quick, and then it'll be searching and timeline, and then that'll be the end of the video that I'll do. What I want to show is how quick searching is. It's using a Lucene technology for searching, which means really no matter how much information you're searching, I mean, it can be millions of records, you're going to get pretty much instantaneous search results. So, and also the interesting thing is you're not searching your entire, it's not a global search, it's only searching whatever you have selected. So when right here you can see, there's, as I'm sure you've already been able to tell, you can highlight, you're selecting different nodes. So if I select the entire book War and Peace and I click search, that's what it's searching underneath. It's only searching under that book. So targeted searching is really pretty cool thing, pretty powerful thing actually. So it shows you all the individual places where the word was found, and I can click on one of these and it takes me directly to it. It's just like I had scrolled there manually. Maybe I'll pick another one. Jumps me to that. I'll pick one more. And the reason I'm clicking several is because I want to expand a lot of the tree so that I can show the one other thing I wanted to show before timeline, which was the infinite scrolling capability. So I'm holding down the up arrow key right now, and you can see that it's just going to scroll through the entire document. What it's done, it's expanded out whatever I've clicked on, whatever I've searched for. When you jump to a node, it expands it out automatically, and it's a really neat navigation tool. I mean, it's probably, in my opinion, this is the best way to browse hierarchical content. And then there's right here, I was trying to get the mouse over message. I guess maybe there's no mouse over for that. But you can use the up level here to, back out of wherever you were, and it collapses behind you as you do that. So now, next is I'll show timeline. Timeline is probably the most powerful and most important feature in my mind of this application, because I've never seen this type of feature in another system. But what I can do is come in here and just type something. Okay, so this can be thought of as a reply to the node above it. Although this is a plain text type right now, if I wanted to, I could change that to a comment type. Sometimes it matters what type it is. Sometimes it does not matter what type it is. In general, you can think of it. It's a typed tree. So every node does have a type. But the interesting thing now is that Superman can really just, if he wants to see what has happened, in that particular book. Let's see, I'm making the wrong click here. I'm trying to go down to this book right here. And let's say Superman wants to see, what's happening, what's going on this node. So what I clicked was the timeline feature. So what the timeline feature is, timeline is like search, except instead of searching for something, it's going to show you the reverse chronological listing. So it's what timeline does is I click the book War and Peace, and then I click timeline, and it goes and it looks at every node and it pulls up the reverse chronological listing. It only shows you the first 500, and that's by design, but it's showing you the reverse chronological listing of everything that has happened. So if somebody's doing work, if a team of people are collaborating on a large document, you can always see, what is the latest information out there, what do I have that I need to reply to. So Superman may know who Natasha is, or he may not, but if he wants to jump to that node and do a reply, he can come in here and say, you can say maybe Natasha is my girlfriend, and so if I'm over here and I refresh, now I've got this plus icon here, so I can see there's something under there, and now I can see that there's a reply to that node. But alternatively, if I had just gone to my account root and just do a timeline on the account, I'll be able to see this, there was something from 39 seconds ago that I might need to go look at. So, it's just a really, really ideal way of collaboration with a tree of text. And this video is probably already like 5 or 10 minutes. I'm not sure how long. It would take about 5 or 6 hours maybe even to fully demo the entire application. But that gives you pretty good overview of what the system is about, and so I will just terminate the video right here.